Today we're gonna make an old-fashioned peach cobbler. It has an easy drop biscuit topping that is covered in sugar and it's just crispy on the top and soft and flaky on the inside. And then it's paired with a thick and juicy peach filling that is just super simple, but accented with a little bit of butter. It's just, oh, it's phenomenal. It's like a warm hug. If you're enjoying this video, be sure to hit the subscribe button below and click the bell icon to be notified every time I post a new and delicious recipe. Let's get into it. So this old-fashioned beauty is super simple, which is what we love about her. Just lets those peaches shine. So I have already peeled, cored, and diced my peaches because you don't need to see me do that. But I did film a video about the 3 ways to peel peaches, so no matter what God gives you with your peaches, you are prepared. So we're gonna go ahead and put those in a pot. Okay, wow, step 1, done. And then we're gonna add some sugar, as we should, and some butter. It doesn't need to be in any sort of special state of softness because we're gonna melt it. Get yourself a spoon, whatever your favorite spoon of the day is. Toss those peaches. Oh, she ready. I mean, you don't have to be persnickety about it because we're just gonna pop it on the stove. Okay, look at this. I mean, it looks like nothing. It's fine. Go ahead and pop her on here. I'm gonna turn it to kind of, oh, maybe I should use the right burner. I'm gonna turn it to like medium low. Like you don't want to ribbon. Actually, that burner's really intense. We're just gonna let it go. Okay, we're gonna bring it to a boil and we're gonna let it boil till all the juices get nice and juicy, loosey-goosey. It's gonna be about 4 minutes, but if it's longer than that, that's okay. This isn't that serious. It's cobbler. So the next and arguably second most important step of the cobbler is the topping. Now, I only have half my ingredients here, so let me get those right now. Now, you can make this by hand with a pastry blender, literally by any of the 5 methods that you can make pie crust. This isn't pie crust, but usually I make it by hand, but my pastry blender has died. Just too strong. So we are going to make it using a food processor because it's fast, simple, and I don't know, that's what I'm feeling today. You can see that it's just kind of starting to release some juices down there. Ooh, yeah, look at those. Oh. All right, cool. That's not done. It's doing its thing. We are gonna start making our crust. Now, AP flour. This is basically just a very, very simple pie dough. So get your cold butter, which has been cubed-ish, and give it a little pulse. Now the goal here is to cut in your butter to shorten those gluten strands, and you're just going to kind of keep doing that until you get nothing larger than the size of a pea. Not a pea pod, a pea. So just kind of keep going. You want it to look like nice coarse crumbs. Oh, look at this. This is beautiful. We've got some, like really nothing is larger than half of a pea, I would say. So I'm feeling pretty excellent about that. And we're ready to start adding our cold water. I'm going to take a brief moment here and stir my filling. And you can see that the butter is almost melted. It's like releasing its juices, but we want it to be a little bit more luscious than this. And so we're going to let it keep going. All right, she doing her thing. All right, the key, so you're going to go ahead and take out the little feeder tube. The key to making pastry of any sort in your food processor is pulsing when adding the water and not creating a cohesive dough in the food processor. You've added too much water, sadness will ensue, and we do not do sadness here. So, pulse. Slowly add. Also, when you're making pastry in the food processor, you want your pea-sized pieces to be a little larger than you would if you were cutting it in by any other method, because this is obviously continuing to cut in your butter. Now, I'm gonna poke my face in here. Not really, that's weird. And I'm just gonna see what's happening. You see how it comes together like that? It looks like crumbs in here, but it actually, when I squeeze it, it comes together in a beautiful like dough. That is why this guy is like, he's a little sneaky. He's a trickster. So you gotta be careful with the food processor and pie doughs. Okay. Now, I've got a little bit of water left of what I had measured out, and that's okay. Every day is different, every moment is different, and you don't want to force all of the water into a pie crust that does not want it, okay? Or need it. It's about need, I guess, at this point. So go ahead, get all of this out of your mixer. Now, I'm just going to kind of gather, and I'm just going to kind of press it together. Oh my gosh, this is just, wow, she's beautiful. So go ahead and just kind of, we're just getting her into a nice piece of dough. Oh my goodness gracious. If you wanted to lay it over the top of the filling, you could totally do that. But we, my friends, we are going to pull off pieces of it and smoosh it and then put it on the top. I know, you're like, what? Who are you even today? Whole different person. Summer Lindsey. Now the last time I made this cobbler, I lived in Atlanta, so I just marched my tush right down to the farmer's market in Piedmont Park, got myself some vine ripe peaches. Oh, man, nothing is better than that. Okay, now I'm gonna save this little bit here because I'm gonna show you something super secret to do with it. All right, we got a ferocious bubble going on. All the sugar has been dissolved. We've got a beautiful, like, juicy goosiness. Like, this is delightful. This is what we want here. In actuality, all we're doing is really, we're just giving our filling a bit of a head start. You could 100% just do this all in the oven, right? But then you risk the dough being overcooked and the filling being undercooked, and nobody wants that. So we are going to carefully take this and transfer it into here. So I'm gonna go ahead and start it out by like pouring it in here, like so. Look at this. It smells awesome. Now before I start laying my cobbler dough, I'm gonna pinch off pieces and I'm gonna plop this into my actual filling. Why, you say? Because the woman who developed this recipe, she knew what was up. And she used her own dough to thicken it. So you notice that there's no cornstarch or flour or any sort of thickener in the filling, and that is because we are just putting pieces of cobbler dough into the filling. And it's gonna absorb all that moisture. It's gonna be great. All right, so go ahead and start placing this on top. Now, this goes against literally everything I have ever told you, right? You're like, Lindsey, last time we made a cooked filling, you made us chill it, and it was epically painful, and we had to wait, and it was awful. I know, but like, today is a different day. And peach cobbler, old-fashioned peach cobbler, is a different beast. So you're gonna wanna go ahead and just, you know, roll with it. I'm gonna make 2 smaller ones. Like, who are you today? I don't know. All right, now, look at that. She's almost ready. I've preheated my oven, as you heard, to 420 convection or 425 regular. I'm gonna sprinkle this with an epic amount of sugar and then I'm gonna pop it in. Now, obviously you wanna work quickly. Everything I've ever told you in the past is still true. If you don't keep it cold and you know, are just like slow about it, then yes, you're gonna melt all the butter in your dough and it's not gonna be as like flaky and beautiful and whatever. But like, look, it's not that serious. So I'm gonna get this in the oven. She's gonna be awesome. I'm gonna reduce the oven temperature after about 20 minutes and then we're gonna roll from there. All right, I have just taken her out. She is, 2 seconds ago she was bubbling. And you can see that it's nice golden brown on top and that these are definitely done, and you can see that a lot of the juices have thickened and that the filling has thickened on its own, and it's just this like beautiful lusciousness. You can also see that it's sunk a lot, right? Because the peach is kind of cook down. Unlike apples, they don't take up as much space even when cooked. So unfortunately right now, we just need to let this cool at least 20 minutes before you serve it, just to kind of let the juices kind of thicken. But we're gonna try and let it cool completely so that you can see just how just luscious it is. So, see that? Boop. It's time to try. I'm super stoked. It is actually like 95% cool, and it's gonna be awesome. So, without further ado, I think it's safe to dive in. So I think this piece right here seems like a great choice for me. Oh, yes. Do you see how that filling has gotten so nice and thick? Both from the pre-cooking, but just like its full stint in the oven. The top of the cobbler is crispy from all that sugar that we put on the top, and then it is flaky and biscuity. And then it pairs perfectly with the soft, juicy, sweet peaches below that have gotten kind of like, the juices have thickened and they've concentrated, and it's just like, oh, it's such a comforting dessert. And easy.